All right, everyone, welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Monday, November 25th, 2024. If you've not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Anyways, we do have a Black Friday deal out that should be live later today. So that's going to be for the next week, Monday. And I've never done this before, so 75% off. First month of active trader, so I just want you to try it. 25 bucks first month, guarantee you'll like it. Only 10 slots available. We're also doing the 30% off swing trades first month there, and only 10 slots for that, so get in while you can. Also 50% total, 50% off of all courses and consulting plans except for full-time consulting. But I am doing 25% off the first month of full-time consulting. And I have the promo codes. You just DM me for those. You can sign up here on account.carnivoretrades.com. Again, that'll be live in a little bit here after this video. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into it here. So markets here today holding up pretty well. I talked about this in the short this morning. 600 handle. That's going to be resistance pretty much like all week, I think. And it does coincide with this upsloping trend line that goes back to the August low. So nice, pierce of the all-time high. And we obviously backed off of that a little bit here today. Some more news, new Treasury Secretary. I don't think it makes that much of a difference. I know the bond market was liking it. Sure. I mean, they're all going to spend money, so that's the way I see it right now. But either way, Spider's hitting a new all-time high today, led by the Russell. Russell up 2%, and again, you're seeing dispersion out there again. By the way, that's a new all-time high on the Russell for the first time since 2021. I think this can go to 250, and I don't think that's unreasonable at all. But there's a lot of dispersion out there again, and what do we mean by that? Well, something's up, something else has to be down if the indexes are pinned. And take a look at NVIDIA today, down 3.6. Mag 7, one of the members today called it the Drag 7. And, there you go. Tesla, Netflix, Oracle, NVIDIA, Broadcom, Microsoft kind of flat. So these big tech names are down. Broad market is up, right? Heat map is nice. If we look at the indexes, breadth here, yeah, 381 advancers, no problems. Russell's pretty good. We got Dow Transport's acting well. A lot of sectors strong, but that dispersion's got to go somewhere. And it's coming out of Mag 7, coming out of big tech here. So how long will that last? Well, just until the Russell cools off, and then Mag 7 will come back. I'm not really expecting too much here to the downside, but I don't think we've done enough here consolidation-wise to make another trend leg just yet. And there is a ton of call interest here at 600. So I think that's going to be a little bit of a cap here. Maybe for this week, maybe Friday they can blow it out with the light volume, right? There's going to be no trading volume. There is no trading volume today, by the way. This tape is very, very dead here. I mean, this is barely a 10-point range over the last 3 hours. So again, this week, don't overtrade. Practice sitting on your hands, taking only the best setups here. But right now, markets here, I can see a little bit more of a dip, maybe the 595, 594 area. And believe it or not, I think that's decent support for right now. So not too bearish here. We're at all-time highs, and I think we will, get that Santa rally. So you guys know my thoughts on that. QQQ, again, 510 is still a big level. And that lines up with NQ 2150. So right there, those lows from last week, look where we went today, right into that. We actually got a nice short off in the trading room this morning on the spiders right off of that, and kind of off the NQ as well. And actually caught pretty much the low of the day too, just playing the ranges here and playing the GEX. But either way, Q's 510, that's still your big psych level. You get above that, and I think we will start to trend leg up. I think it's a matter of time before Apple, Microsoft, maybe even NVIDIA start to catch back up. Right now, Russell's the leader, and that's doing all the legwork here. Dow up, new all-time high, fresh all-time high, 450's next level. Next psych there. SMH down 64 cents. Again, still weak. So nothing's changed on that front. IGV up, pretty big gap in crap, but I mean, it's barely down. But look at that gap up all the way 107.50, and that trend is still going. Transports here up 2.5. What a move here. All-time high, not that far off. I told you guys this would be a hated rally with the transports breaking out of this big ascending triangle, and I think we got that. All right, yields here. So again, Treasuries getting a bounce. They're liking the new news. I don't think it really matters. 2-year is pulling back. No damage to this chart, though. No structural damage. 5s, little outside move below the 20 MA. 10s, outside move back below the trend line, so we respect that. 30s, still no damage, right? Still above the green bar low, still above that green bar, still above this support, still above the trend line. But what is going on right now? So yields are coming down, which, you know, you would think, okay, that means disinflation. But then you have the yield curve here, basically going back to negative. So that's always a fun configuration there. I'll let you geniuses figure that out in the comments. Let me know. All right. Anyway, XHB, we'll ask Stephen Van Meter maybe. But XHB up 4.6, 125.55. What did we talk about? 120 handle. We just gapped through it. So that's on breakout again. Trend leg, impulsive leg. Don't get in front of that. So XHB, so look how quickly that just turns that around. It was going nowhere for a month. All of a sudden you get that impulse above resistance. And it's off just like VNQ here, up 1.25. Trying to break out of this little flag here. No problems on the weekly. Fins today, kind of taking the day off here on the XL. Well, I guess not really. Took the intraday session off. It had a gap up. And yeah, we just kind of gone sideways since then. KRE was really strong this morning, though, up 2. And it is backing off now. That is, let me check. Okay, yeah, so that's going into a big level up here around 70. I'm assuming KBE, yeah, KBE made new all-time highs today, so. And banks still leading. No problems. Broker dealers, that's probably going to 1,000. 84 basis point gain there. Crude oil down 3%. Again, down with treasuries. By the way, I forgot. Ceasefire, Israel and Lebanon. That did hit crude, gold, and I guess, you know, that's not really, that wouldn't be good. Bonds is, you know, war is good for bonds, so I don't think that's why they're rallying. There was more on the Treasury Secretary news, but either way, oil down 3. We talked about like 71.80. You didn't quite get there. Nonetheless, you backed off the 100 MA. That's an engulfing candle. So oil is probably going to be soft at the end of the year. I still think it's mostly bottomed outside of any sort of unforeseen circumstance that takes place. But it may stay a little bit soft in the end of the year. That does not mean XLE has to, though. Although it did have a very good outside move today, wiped out the last 3 days. But, I mean, come on, it's from 88 to 98 in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So it's going to have some sharp dips here. 94 is first stop on the way down. XOP, again, we talked about 150. High of the day, 149.82, close enough. And then OIH here. Again, kind of going into this pivot, but it did make a higher high, and you held yesterday's low, so still a nice inside bar pattern, nice pop. I don't really see any problems. CCJ down 2.8, no problems there either. URNM, a little bit of an outside move. Again, you want to see higher lows here. You want to see that get through 50. We want to see NJ get through the 200 MA. Outside of that, nothing really wrong. Nat gas, 6% bounce after that massive reversal, but I still think this may be a high, so tread carefully with nat gas if you're going to trade it. I'd recommend just staying the hell away. But 3.4 is resistance now. Dollar index pulling back pretty sharply, so down 9 cents. Back below 107, so we touched 108, and now we're back below 107 here. So this may need to do some tightening up on the daily if it wants to get through 108. And go to 109.50. You got a trend line back here that you could come back and back test as well, potentially. Despite the dollar weakness, gold was weak as well. Again, I think this had to do with the ceasefire. Again, we exceeded my target of 2,700, and not surprising we're pulling back. Am I surprising that we pulled back 3% in one day? Yeah, that's a huge move for gold. 3% in one session is massive for gold. We did retrace pretty much the entire 618 here. It got really close. So it'll probably get there tomorrow, and then we'll see what kind of action it puts in. I think gold, you know, seasonally here, I know this is a pretty good outside candle, but this might, if this just tightens up on the weekly, I think we could see 3K by Q1. I don't think there's really anything broken about this. Silver's a little bit weaker though, right? So we shouldn't be hitting the first hit of the trend line, February 28th, then August, you know, 5th, then September 6th, then, you know, November. Now we're hitting it again, right? Look at the distance between the hits, like it's shortening up. So silver may be a little bit softer. So just be careful with this here. If it, oh, and by the way, if it breaks this trend line, I always say this all the time, but like don't worship trend lines. Just because it breaks a trend line doesn't mean it's going to crash. Like it could just go down to 29 and test the green bar low and then go back up. But just watch that. All right, platinum here, outside move down 3%. Again, so precious metals taking it pretty much on the chin today. Palladium watching a lower high there. I want to go see that hold 900 if it gets down there. And then copper green, but again, this bounce has been very lackluster, hasn't it? It needs to hold 4, otherwise we're going to see 380. Bitcoin backing off here today, although it is coming off the lows last I checked. Yeah, it's off the lows a little bit. It's, you know, I talked about this yesterday. You know, is this a massive rug pull at 100K? I mean, maybe a little bit. We talked about the GAN level at 99.4, and it got to 99.3. So there it is. It's backing off, but I mean, you've done no real damage here. Like you're still above the 20 MA. You can just tighten this range up and then go higher. There's no sell signal on this. However, Bitcoin dominance may be starting to thin out as ETH is starting to catch up. I talked about this Friday. Yeah, I think this goes sideways a little bit longer. This could build a nice coiled base and push, you know, above this trend line for a nice move towards the 4K handle. So ETH definitely starting to get some eyes on it here as we're starting to see that money flow and money rotate. Outside of that here, yeah, market's holding up just fine. Ooh, look at Apple getting a bid here. Not sure if there's some news going on there, but I do expect you. Oh, Microsoft too. So again, I do expect these guys, those two specifically, to catch up. I think Microsoft has got to be the most hated stock that has nothing wrong with it from a technical standpoint. I mean, you're just consolidating on the monthly. I think if there's a candidate to catch up, I think this is a good one, and obviously Apple as well, as I've mentioned multiple times. But interesting, getting a little bid there. Not sure if there's news. That's got to be news. But anyways, doesn't really matter. 600, bottom line, that's resistance right now. I don't think that's going to break too easily, but maybe towards the later part of the week, they can do it. Maybe in the overnight when everybody's asleep, the pajama traders can get it done. So anyways, guys, I'll wrap it up here. Again, you guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. See you guys all tomorrow.